This segment is brought to you courtesy of Caribbean American Weekly, a newspaper owned and operated by Caribbean Americans. Read the latest edition at www.cawnyc.com. That's www.cawnyc.com. To like us on Facebook, to advertise or to subscribe, visit us at www.cawnyc.com. That's www.cawnyc.com. To advertise with the Caribbean American Weekly publication for freelance assignments to distribute at your business place, visit us at www.cawnyc.com. That's www.cawnyc.com. Or to meet a marketing representative at our office, call 718-771-0988. That's 718-771-0988.
Climate change and its impact on hurricane activity in the Caribbean. Climate change has emerged as one of our most critical global challenges, significantly altering weather patterns and increasing the frequency and intensity of natural disasters. The Caribbean region, known for its pristine beaches and vibrant cultures, is particularly vulnerable to these changes. This analysis explores how climate change is causing more hurricanes in the Caribbean and examines the role of nations, particularly the United States, in contributing to this phenomenon. The science of climate change and hurricanes. Hurricanes, also known as tropical cyclones, form powerful storms over warm ocean waters. They are characterized by strong winds, heavy rainfall, and storm surges that can cause devastating damage to coastal regions. Several factors influence hurricanes' formation and intensity, including sea surface temperatures, atmospheric moisture, and wind patterns. Rising sea surface temperatures. One of the most direct impacts of climate change on hurricane activity is the increase in sea surface temperatures, STs. Hurricanes derive their energy from warm ocean waters. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, global SSTs have risen by approximately 0.13 degrees Celsius per decade over the past century. This warming trend provides more fuel for hurricanes, leading to more intense and prolonged storms. Atmospheric moisture and instability. Warmer air can hold more moisture, and the atmosphere becomes more humid as global temperatures rise. This increase in atmospheric moisture contributes to heavier rainfall during hurricanes, exacerbating flooding and landslides in affected areas. Furthermore, climate change can alter atmospheric circulation patterns, creating conditions more conducive to developing hurricanes. Wind shear and storm intensification. Wind shear, which refers to the change in wind speed and direction with height, can influence the formation and intensity of hurricanes. While strong wind shear can disrupt the development of hurricanes, climate change is expected to alter wind shear patterns in ways that may reduce these inhibiting effects, allowing for stronger and more persistent storms. The impact on the Caribbean. The Caribbean is particularly susceptible to the impacts of climate change due to its geographical location and economic dependence on tourism and agriculture. The increase in hurricane activity poses significant threats to the region's infrastructure, economy, and overall well-being. Economic consequences. The Caribbean economies heavily rely on tourism, which hurricanes can severely disrupt. The destruction of infrastructure such as hotels, airports, and ports can lead to long-term economic setbacks. Additionally, hurricanes can devastate agricultural sectors, leading to food shortages and increased import costs. Social and health impacts. The social impact of increased hurricane activity in the Caribbean is profound. Population displacement, loss of homes, and disruption of community networks can lead to long-term social instability. Moreover, the aftermath of hurricanes often brings health challenges, including waterborne diseases and limited access to medical care. Environmental degradation. Hurricanes can cause significant environmental damage, destroying coral reefs, mangroves, and coastal ecosystems vital for biodiversity and coastal protection. Losing these natural barriers can make the region more vulnerable to future storms and rising sea levels. Nations contributing to climate change. While the Caribbean nations are among the most affected by climate change, they contribute minimally to the global greenhouse gas emissions driving this phenomenon. In contrast, industrialized countries, particularly the United States, China, and members of the European Union, are among the largest emitters of greenhouse gases. The United States, The United States, with its high per capita emissions and large industrial base, plays a significant role in global climate change. Fossil fuel burning for energy production, transportation, and industry is the primary source of greenhouse gas emissions in the U.S. Despite recent efforts to reduce emissions and transition to renewable energy sources, the U.S. historical and ongoing contributions to climate change remain substantial. China is currently the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases, primarily due to its reliance on coal for energy production. Rapid industrialization and urbanization have significantly increased carbon dioxide (CO2) emissions. However, China has also made substantial investments in renewable energy and has committed to reducing its carbon intensity. European Union. The European Union, as a collective entity, is one of the largest emitters of greenhouse gases. The EU has implemented various policies to reduce emissions, including promoting renewable energy and energy efficiency. Nevertheless, the cumulative emissions from industrial activities over the decades have significantly contributed to global climate change. Mitigation and adaptation strategies. Addressing the impact of climate change on hurricane activity in the Caribbean requires mitigation and adaptation strategies. Mitigation involves reducing greenhouse gas emissions to slow global warming, while adaptation focuses on enhancing the resilience of communities and ecosystems to the impacts of climate change. Mitigation efforts. 1. Renewable energy transition. Shifting from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources such as wind, solar, and hydroelectric power is crucial. Industrialized nations must lead this transition and support developing countries in adopting clean energy technologies. 2. Carbon pricing. Implementing carbon pricing mechanisms, such as carbon taxes or cap-and-trade systems, can incentivize businesses and individuals to reduce their carbon footprint. 3. International agreements. Strengthening international agreements like the Paris Agreement is essential to ensure global cooperation in reducing emissions. Countries must commit to more ambitious targets and follow through with concrete actions. Adaptation strategies. 1. Infrastructure resilience. Investing in resilient infrastructure, such as hurricane-proof buildings, improved drainage systems, and early warning systems, can help minimize the damage caused by hurricanes. 2. Ecosystem restoration. Protecting and restoring natural barriers like mangroves and coral reefs can enhance coastal resilience and reduce the impact of storm surges. 3. Community preparedness. Educating and preparing communities for hurricane events can save lives and reduce storms' social and economic impact. This includes developing evacuation plans, emergency shelters, and community-based disaster response teams. Conclusion: climate change is unequivocally linked to the increase in hurricane activity in the Caribbean, with rising sea surface temperatures, increased atmospheric moisture, and changing wind patterns all playing a role. While the Caribbean nations bear the brunt of these impacts, they contribute minimally to the global greenhouse gas emissions driving climate change. Industrialized countries, particularly the United States, are responsible for reducing their emissions and supporting global efforts to mitigate and adapt to climate change. By addressing both the root causes and the impacts of climate change, we can work towards a more resilient and sustainable future for the Caribbean and the world.
This segment was brought to you courtesy of Caribbean American Weekly, a newspaper owned and operated by Caribbean Americans. Read the latest edition at www.cawnyc.com. That's www.cawnyc.com. To like us on Facebook, to advertise, or to subscribe, visit us at www.cawnyc.com. That's www.cawnyc.com. To advertise with the Caribbean American Weekly publication for freelance assignments to distribute at your business place, visit us at www.cawnyc.com. That's www.cawnyc.com. Or to meet a marketing representative at our office, call 718-771-0988. That's 718-771-0988.